Many people are curious. What's the difference between cybersecurity and web application security? Or penetration testing versus web application penetration testing? In this video, we're gonna talk about the core difference, what devices, and what are the most common tools used. And we're also gonna talk about cybersecurity and web security certifications and career path. For those who are new to this channel, welcome. I am your host, name is Dean Armada, and I'm the internet. Action star. And on this channel, we talk about tech careers and certifications, trivia and tutorials in cybersecurity, trivia and tutorials in cloud and data center, and my journey as an IT instructor. So feel free to check out the rest of the channel and consider subscribing. This is the cybersecurity roadmap, and I borrowed it from the career and certification captain. And as you can see, cybersecurity is really broad. It's not just hacking. Network security is under cybersecurity. Cryptography is under cybersecurity. Access and physical security is also under cybersecurity, and many more. So I summarized cybersecurity careers in 4 tracks associated with the top IT certifications. First, security engineering. This is more on the infrastructure such as firewalls, IPS, VPNs, web application firewall, malware protection, and more. You can specialize in one or more vendor solutions such as Cisco, Palo Alto Networks, F5, Checkpoint, Symantec, McAfee, and many others. Second, penetration testing. It's more of the offensive side of security, and the goal is to identify security exploits and many different types of vulnerabilities. It has 3 specializations: the generic penetration testing, web application penetration testing, and malware development. The goal is really to answer the question, how would you know if the implemented security design and solutions are really working? How do you make sure it can protect companies' assets? Third, security operations. This is where you monitor and analyze system, network, and operating system security activities. Part of the responsibility is to investigate security events through forensic investigation and restore system and applications when security breach happens. This is also known as incident response. Fourth, security management and audit. This is where you design security infrastructure, create policies and processes as well, and also audit security implementations and operations. Believe it or not, these are the most important security roles of large companies. You basically create rules and processes, and this will be followed by many different teams, such as security engineering, security operations, and third-party organizations such as security triage and penetration testers. There are only 2 core nodes/devices for web technologies. First, the actual server, which most of the time running Linux with web services such as Apache and Nginx. Second is the web application firewall such as Akamai, Imperva, and F5. When you say web application security infrastructure, you will be focusing on the inbound traffic towards the web servers. These are the requests coming from many different clients to access web-based applications. Now, you can separate the WAF and the application delivery controller/load balancer, which is the one distributes HTTP requests to web applications. Or you can consolidate it like what you see in the diagram. As you can see, we only have a single appliance. This is the F5 Big IP device, and it uses LTM module to load balance the traffic, and ASM/advanced WAF module to protect from many different web attacks. Web application firewall is different than network firewall or next generation firewall, as WAF uses application-based signatures. You can create policy based on OWASP vulnerabilities. It can also automatically enable important signatures based on the technologies defined. This can be web services, programming languages, web framework operating system, and many others. Again, it focuses on inbound traffic towards the servers. Network firewall or next generation firewall, it focuses more on the outbound traffic and it tracks user activities. It also has malware protection. And IPS signatures are more related to client operating system and network-based vulnerabilities. It can detect web attacks, but quite limited. Here are some of the most common requirements for web security practitioner. First, tools. The most popular and most commonly used is Burp Suite. It's from a company called Portswigger. Burp Suite is not just a web proxy. It also includes features for automating attacks, manipulating requests, decoding content, web crawling, and many more. It also has an API integration with Python, and it has 3 versions: Community, which is free, or the paid versions, Professional and Enterprise. We also have OWASP Zap, which is an alternative to Burp Suite. It's free and open source. You also need to familiarize yourself with vulnerability scanners, such as Nmap. It's very popular and it's an all-around scanner not only for web applications. Nikto and WhatWeb, on the other hand, is more dedicated for web applications. Fuzzing tools are something that you will be using a lot as well, such as FFuzz and WFuzz. It's used also for brute force attacks, searching for vulnerable directories, vulnerable scripts, and many more. Directory brute force tools such as Dirbuster and Dirsearch is also widely used. Used to brute force web application directories and file names. It also attempts to find many things such as hidden pages, hidden files, sub-applications, and many more. We'll talk about more penetration testing tools in more detail in a dedicated video. Having a good programming skills is also beneficial as a web security practitioner. Python, for me, is the most useful as you can use this for automation, attack payload, integration, and many others. JavaScript, this is for cross-site scripting and for JavaScript-based web applications because remember, you would have a huge advantage if you are familiar with the programming languages used on the target web applications. This can be PHP, Java, Ruby, .NET, JavaScript, and many others. You may also want to extend your web hacking skills to hacking mobile apps, APIs, and IoT. Because for the past 5 years or since 2016, we've seen various known vulnerabilities from these applications. And this keeps growing. The good thing is, most of it, if not all, are web-based. I will borrow again Career and Certification Captain's slide. Cybersecurity Career Roadmap. Here is the original. Again, it's too broad, it's too many. And this is designed for many different tracks. What we want to know is what would be the best certification track for web security professionals. There. And it also have 3 levels. I removed many certifications. We just need those few related to web security. Under Tier 1, if you are really new to cybersecurity, best to start with CompTIA Security Plus. It's always advantageous to have a good foundation in Linux. That is why Linux Plus is also included. Now, as you can see, there is no CCNA because we don't need to know routers, switches, and all of their configuration. That's why our next certification is F5CA or F5 Certified Big IP Administrator. This includes networking, web technologies, and how to manage application delivery controller / load balancer. Next is Pentest Plus. Well, I will put this as an honorable mention. It's really broad and it covers not just penetration testing concepts and tools, but even organization standards, policy, etc. It covers web application vulnerability and web penetration testing, but quite minimal. Second tier, we have 2 web application penetration testing certification. One is Offensive Security Web Assessor and eLearn Web Application Penetration Tester from Offensive Security and eLearn Security. Both are hands-on lab and no expiration. So OSWA is a 24-hour exam and another 24 hours for reporting, while EWPT is a 7-day long hands-on lab and another 7 days for documentation and reporting. F5 CTS or F5 Certified Technology Specialist in ASM. This is the certification for F5 Web Application Firewall Solution. What we want to learn is not just the offensive side of security, but the defensive side as well. This is the best certification to learn web attack prevention, and it's only 90 to 100 minutes written exam, and it covers web attacks as well. If you already passed OSWA or EWPT, you already covered around 15% of the exam. There's no certifications, or at least not well known, for Akamai and Imperva. But any knowledge from these two leading web application firewall vendor can be credited. Very valuable, and I will add this as honorable mention. Next, Tier 3, the expert level. First, Offensive Security Web Expert. This is the upgrade of OSWA. The most advanced web penetration testing certification is 48 hours lab exam plus 24 hours for documentation and reporting. Next is EWPTX or eLearn Web Application Penetration Tester Extreme. This is the upgrade of EWPT, also 7 days lab and 7 days reporting. OSWE is a little more difficult than EWPTX because you will be doing white box testing. It requires you to do some code review in order to find vulnerabilities. That is why knowledge in programming languages such as Java, PHP, .NET, Python, and many others is very advantageous. But we're not done yet. There is a special track. We'll add this special learning and certification. We'll add our favorite tool, Burp Suite. Yes, there's a Burp Suite certification. But before you take the actual exam, you have to complete first the exercises. These are per tier, and we also have 3 levels. We will start learning Burp Suite on the first tier. There is an apprentice level, and it consists of 50 exercises. You can start the exercises while or after preparing first level certifications. Next, Tier 2.4. We have Burp Suite practitioner level exercises. It consists of 130 exercises. I know, it's too many. But this would really help you understand many different attacks. And it will help you pass OSWA, EWPT, and F5 CTS in ASM. Next and final tier. This time, the expert level, and it consists only 30 exercises. Once you finish this, it's time to take Burp Suite Certified Practitioner. It's a 4-long practical lab exam, and they are saying Burp Suite Certified Practitioner exam is not as difficult as OSWE or EWPTX. So I recommend you to take this certification first. And as you can see, we just need 9 certifications to be a web security expert. I know many of you guys are working your way towards cybersecurity. Is web security or web hacking is something that you are interested in learning? Take note, one of the advantages of web hacking is you can start gaining experience through bug bounty programs. You want to know more about bug bounty? Kindly check the link in the description below.